Hey everyone, welcome back to English Listening Daily. I'm Mark.
And I'm Chad. Always great to be here with you all again.
Today we're diving into a topic that affects so many people around the world, burnout. More precisely, we're focusing on 5 key areas where healthy habits make a big difference in fighting burnout.
Yep. Burnout is that overwhelming feeling of exhaustion, detachment, and reduced productivity that creeps in when life or work gets too intense for too long.
Right. And what's tricky is that burnout isn't just about physical tiredness, it's mental and emotional too. That's why addressing it takes a well-rounded approach.
Exactly. And we'll be covering those 5 critical areas: mindset, personal care, time management, boundaries, and stress reduction. Each plays a unique role but also fits together into a bigger picture.
And what's great is all of these are habits you can start building right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right after this episode if you want.
We'll share some real stories too, so you get how these ideas play out day to day, not just theory.
Awesome. Well, shall we get into it? First up, mindset. I feel like mindset is the foundation for everything else. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Your mindset is like the lens through which you see and interpret your experiences. If it's rigid or negative, you might be more vulnerable to burnout.
So true. One powerful concept here is shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset.
For listeners who might not know, fixed mindset is when you believe your abilities and situation are set in stone. Growth mindset means you believe you can improve, learn, and adapt.
Exactly. For example, someone trapped in a fixed way of thinking might say, "This job drains me and there's nothing I can do." That feels hopeless and exhausting.
Whereas with a growth mindset, you think, this job is tough right now, but I can find ways to cope, learn, and even enjoy parts of it. That kind of thinking fuels motivation and resilience.
Definitely. And it's not about blind optimism, but realistic optimism. Accepting challenges but also believing you can overcome or adjust.
That acceptance piece is critical. I used to push through exhaustion, thinking, if I just work harder and don't complain, I'll succeed.
Yeah, the classic grind it out approach.
Exactly. But that actually burned me out faster. Now I tell myself it's okay to slow down, to rest, and to listen to what my body and mind need.
That's such a key shift, giving yourself permission to rest without guilt.
One mindset habit I really recommend is a daily self-check-in. Simply asking yourself, how am I feeling today? What do I need? It builds awareness.
I like that. It sort of pauses the hamster wheel and lets you catch warning signs early.
Yeah, because burnout often sneaks up slowly. We ignore little signals until we crash hard.
Can you share a specific time when changing your mindset made a difference for you?
Sure. About a year ago, during an especially intense project, I felt completely drained. My first reaction was to push harder.
The usual overdrive mode.
Right. But instead, I consciously shifted. It's okay to slow down. Taking breaks will actually help me perform better. That helped me start setting boundaries around my work hours and take care of myself. Productivity actually improved, and I didn't crash.
That's a great example, and the research backs this up. Studies on resilience and stress management show that growth mindset improves how people handle setbacks and reduces burnout risk.
Another thing about mindset is the way we talk to ourselves, our internal dialogue.
Oh yes, self-talk makes a huge impact.
Self-critical thoughts like, I'm not good enough or I'm failing, drain your energy quickly. Contrast that with self-compassion, kindness, understanding, encouraging yourself like you would a friend.
Self-compassion is usually overlooked but can be a game changer. It breaks the cycle where stress breeds more stress.
Exactly. And practicing self-compassion can be as simple as replacing negative thoughts with supportive ones or recognizing your effort instead of just the outcome.
Something else I find interesting is how mindset affects how we set goals. Fixed mindsets can make people avoid challenges, fearing failure.
Absolutely. And that avoidance actually increases stress because problems pile up. With a growth mindset, challenges become opportunities to learn and grow.
And that shift in perspective can reduce the overwhelming feeling that feeds burnout.
One tip I heard from a psychologist is to reframe failure as feedback. That simple word change can make setbacks easier to handle.
Right, because feedback is a tool for growth, not a sign of defeat.
Exactly. And I think it's important to note that mindset isn't just internal. It can be influenced by your environment too.
Oh, for sure. The people you surround yourself with, the culture at your workplace or school, all that shapes your mindset.
If you're in an environment that discourages asking for help or admits weakness, it's easy to develop a negative mindset.
In contrast, supportive environments encourage learning, openness, and resilience.
So a healthy mindset partly depends on seeking or creating that kind of environment.
Have you ever had to change your environment to protect your mindset?
Yes, there was a time I realized certain social groups made me feel drained and inadequate. I slowly gravitated toward people who encouraged me and accepted mistakes as part of growth. It made a huge difference in how I view myself and my work.
That's a big step people often overlook, curating your surroundings for mental health.
Totally. Another mindset habit that's helped me is practicing gratitude.
Gratitude?
Yeah, pausing to notice and appreciate the good things in your life, even small ones. It rewires your brain to focus less on stress and more on positives.
I've read about that. Regular gratitude journaling has been shown to increase happiness and reduce burnout.
And even just mentally listing 3 things you're thankful for each day can lift your mood.
So gratitude, self-compassion, growth mindset, all these mental habits work together to build resilience.
And they help you respond to stress without getting stuck in negativity.
Before we move on, Chad, do you have one final mindset tip for our listeners?
Yes. Try to catch yourself when your thoughts go to extremes, like I always fail or I can't do anything right. Challenge those thoughts gently. Ask if they're really true and look for evidence to the contrary.
That's a great practical tip. Actively question automatic negative thoughts.
With practice, you can train your brain to be more balanced and positive, which defends strongly against burnout.
Excellent. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about personal care. This area is often underestimated but so important.
Yes, many people see personal care as a luxury or something selfish, but actually it's essential upkeep for your mind and body.
Personal care includes sleep, nutrition, exercise, and mental health practices like mindfulness or journaling.
Think of it as refueling your tank. You wouldn't drive your car on empty, right?
Absolutely. And personal care doesn't have to be complicated. Small habits like keeping a consistent sleep schedule or eating balanced meals already make a huge difference.
For me, even a quick walk outside or listening to music helps clear my head on stressful days.
I started meal prepping on Sundays. It saves me from junk food during busy weekdays, which keeps my energy more stable.
Nutrition's impact can't be overstated. What you eat affects your energy, mood, immunity, all essential when fighting burnout.
And hydration, too. Drinking enough water keeps you alert and less fatigued.
On the mental health side, practices like meditation or journaling quiet the mind and help process emotions before they build up.
I've also found that unplugging from screens, at least for a short while every day, lowers mental clutter.
That's an excellent point. Our devices can overload us with info, making it harder to relax.
I try not to check my phone first thing in the morning. Starting the day calmly really helps set a positive tone.
And personal care also sends a message to yourself: you matter. Your health matters, not just for you, but for those who depend on you.
That perspective motivates consistent self-care, since it's not indulgence, but necessity.
Exactly. And personal care isn't just about individual actions. It's also about creating an environment that supports your well-being.
That's true. Things like comfortable workspaces, good lighting, and even meaningful breaks contribute.
I used to work in a cramped office corner with poor lighting. Once I improved my space, added plants, a better chair, It boosted my mood and energy.
That's such a good reminder. Personal care can be about how you shape your surroundings too.
Another aspect people underestimate is the importance of social connection as part of personal care.
Right. Spending time with friends or family boosts emotional health.
For introverts or busy people, even brief, meaningful chats or a quick coffee break can recharge.
And the reverse is true. Too much isolation can increase burnout risk.
Yes, some personal care actions look the same outwardly, but feel different for each person.
For example, some might love intense workouts. Others prefer gentle yoga or stretching.
It's important to find what nourishes you personally and fits realistically into your life.
And keep the attitude that personal care isn't a one-time fix. It's a daily, ongoing commitment.
One more thing I want to add. Many people neglect mental restoration. Our brains need downtime just like our bodies do.
Absolutely. Taking mental breaks, daydreaming, or doing creative activities can restore focus and fight burnout.
Even naps can be a powerful tool if your schedule allows.
I've read studies showing power naps improve memory, concentration, and fight fatigue.
Exactly. So next time you feel drained, instead of pushing through tiredness, consider small rest strategies.
That's a great way to prevent the kind of deep exhaustion that leads to burnout crashes.
And remembering that personal care habits build up over time. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight.
Even minor changes, consistently applied, snowball into big benefits.
A good question to ask yourself is, what one small personal care habit could I start today?
I think that's a perfect way to bridge the gap between understanding and action.
So, what's your go-to personal care habit, Mark?
For me, it's definitely sleep hygiene. Going to bed and waking up at similar times, even on weekends, makes a big difference.
Mine is hydration. I carry a reusable water bottle everywhere now, reminding myself to drink through the day.
Awesome habits. All right, Chad, what about time management? That's absolutely crucial in fighting burnout.
Yes, many people think time management means squeezing in more stuff, but it's really about organizing tasks so you avoid overwhelm.
One tool I swear by is the Eisenhower matrix, where you sort tasks by urgency and importance.
It's so helpful to see what truly needs your attention versus what's just urgent noise.
And it's not just about deciding priorities, but also about being realistic. Sometimes we overestimate what we can do in a day, which sets us up for stress.
Exactly. That's why building in buffer times for unexpected events helps. It's better to complete fewer tasks well than cram too much and feel overwhelmed.
Another effective strategy is time blocking, setting specific periods for work, breaks, and personal activities.
I use the Pomodoro technique a lot. 25 minutes focused work, 5 minutes break. It keeps me fresh and avoids burnout during long tasks.
Pomodoro's popularity speaks for itself. Breaking tasks up prevents fatigue and creates momentum.
Also, don't underestimate the power of saying no. Protecting your time is key, which brings us to boundaries.
Boundaries are often the hardest for people, especially in today's always-on culture.
True. When work invades personal life continuously, burnout risk explodes.
Setting clear rules, like no emails after a certain hour or phone-free time, is critical.
I personally avoid work emails after 7 p.m. unless it's urgent. It gives me mental space to recharge.
And communicating those boundaries clearly to colleagues and family helps them respect your limits.
Guilt often stops people from setting boundaries, feeling like they're letting others down.
But paradoxically, protecting your energy lets you be more effective and present. It's a win-win.
For a long time, I thought answering texts or emails late at night showed dedication. It didn't. It just wore me out.
Same here. But with practice, setting boundaries shifts from uncomfortable to empowering.
Boundaries also apply outside work, social life, family, even media consumption.
Great point. Constant exposure to news or social media can be draining, so boundary setting there helps too.
Speaking of social life, Have you noticed how sometimes we burn out because we spend energy on relationships that drain us?
Absolutely. Setting boundaries there is just as crucial. It might mean limiting time with negative people or asking for space when you need it.
That can be tough, but it's necessary for mental well-being.
Definitely. Sometimes people confuse being kind with sacrificing their own needs. Healthy boundaries don't mean being selfish. They mean protecting your capacity to be kind and supportive.
Well said. Now finally, the last piece, stress reduction. Managing stress before it piles up is crucial.
Stress isn't always bad. It can motivate us, but chronic stress definitely leads to burnout.
Techniques like mindfulness, breathing exercises, hobbies, and social connections help lower stress.
I've started guided meditation apps. They're great for calming down when days get overwhelming.
Nature is another fantastic stress reliever. Even a short break outside calms nerves.
Exercise plays a huge role too. Even light movement like stretching or walking releases tension.
And here's a fun fact. Laughter lowers stress hormones. So, humor really is medicine.
I'm glad one of us brings laughter. But seriously, everyone needs a personal toolbox. Different things work for different people.
Also, recognizing early stress signs like irritability or sleeplessness lets you act before burnout hits.
Managing stress is like tending a garden. You nurture it regularly instead of waiting for weeds to infest it.
Sometimes exploring calming practices beyond meditation, like Tai Chi, yoga, or creative arts, can provide relief and refresh the mind.
Definitely. And social support also counts as stress reduction. Talking with friends, family, or support groups helps you vent and get perspective.
Did you know that even small acts of kindness to others boost your own mood and resilience?
That's right. Helping others can create positive feedback that uplifts your spirit and reduces your own stress.
So, incorporating acts of kindness into your day is a subtle but powerful stress reducer.
And remember, these stress reduction strategies don't need to be complicated. Sometimes simply focusing on your breath for a minute restores calm during hectic times.
So, to wrap this all up, the 5 areas we covered today create a solid defense against burnout.
Mindset shapes how you perceive and respond. Personal care fuels your body and mind. Time management gives structure. Boundaries protect your energy. And stress reduction keeps balance.
It's a holistic approach, which is why it really works long-term.
Chad, any last words for our listeners who might be struggling?
Just remember, progress over perfection. Habits take time. You'll slip up, that's normal. What counts is steady, kind effort toward balance.
I love that reminder. To everyone listening, we want to know, which of these 5 areas do you find toughest? Do you have any special habit that helps you fight burnout? Share in the comments so we can all learn.
Because when we talk openly about burnout, it connects us and helps build a supportive community.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Take good care of yourselves, and we'll catch you next time on English Listening Daily.
Take care, everyone.